right, so we're back with the we're going to set up the last two runs. There are two different backgrounds, one from each of the other remaining areas to look at. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of default back to Clug, just because I think that I find the last two paired with the Barbarian to be kind of funny. Again, we're just looking at what it says. We're not really making a build based off this, but if we go with Barbarian. So what we're going to find is one of the last ones, I believe, is not artist. We did this one. Not this one. This one wasn't it. Let me find it. Living Lands has scientist. So Clug the scientist barbarian is pretty cool. And then we're going to have the white that wins. We're going to have mystic. So let's look at the Living Lands. And we're going to look at scientist. The rules that govern the world are a set of alchemical formula to you, waiting to be discovered and manipulated. If by manipulated you mean hit real hard with a stick, yes, Clug is very much barbarian scientist. So we're going to look at the last of these. So we're just going to stick with Clug because like I said, I find this as a concept funny. All right, let's get into the last of these and let's wrap this up. Here we go with scientist. All right, you're some kind of scientist the way I hear it. I learned to harness it to solve crimes. Okay, that's actually really cool. There's a lot of demand for substances that alter the mind. A little scientist goes a long way in meeting that demand. A little science goes a long way in meeting that demand. I spent a long time pursuing knowledge promised by alchemy. Okay, these are genuinely much more interesting than I thought. Krug, the barbarian scientist who solves crime. Not gonna lie, pretty interesting. Let's start with this one. All right, so how'd you happen to come here? I made mistakes. Some of the people who got in trouble weren't the right people. I came across something I couldn't solve, and that troubled me more than I thought it would. I found out more than I wanted to about someone I cared for. Okay, you got here, noir detective. I made mistakes. Some of the people who got in trouble weren't the right people. I like I came across something I couldn't solve and that troubled me more than I thought it would. Again, I know the combination isn't one that I would stick with, but a barbarian who tries to solve things and then can't solve things, that's actually pretty great. I like this one. These are actually, I was not expecting these to be quite so interesting. So we've seen Clug, the neo-noir barbarian detective. Now let's see there's a lot of demand for substances that alter the mind. Little science goes a long way. All right, so how do you happen to come out here? Over time, I came to see the horrible things they did to people's lives. Okay. I was less than subtle with my transactions and the authorities caught on. I was forced out of the business by my competition. All right, so you're a drug dealer. You're just Clug the scientist drug dealer. Wow, did not expect. I mean, I guess their definition of what science is. I will say I know a little about the way that this world views the mind and the soul. I kind of think I know how this could fit into their lore. Again, we'll make a lore video to kind of, as I explore that. But essentially, this is just Krug, the drug-dealing barbarian. Did not expect this option to go here. Of these options, at least, hey, you're a repentant barbarian drug dealer. Okay, all right. Let's look at the last one. All right, so here's the last one. I spent a long time pursuing the knowledge promised by alchemy. All right, so how'd that happen? Alchemy's dangerous. I was nearly killed in an accident. My teacher was a fraud who cheated people out of their hard-earned money. I found it to be limited. Its secrets weren't the secrets I wanted answers to. Those are actually pretty cool. I don't know. The alchemy is dangerous. I was nearly killed in an accident. Yeah, Clug. Yeah, you should not mix mercury and phosphates and other chemicals. It's bad. It's bad news. Walter White, he is not. Yeah, I don't know. Of these, I just think I don't know, finding alchemy to be limited. Like, what secrets does Clug want? I don't know. 1 or 3 is pretty interesting. I think of this one, though, alchemy being dangerous. I was nearly killed in an accident. She's going to say it's part of the hazards. Hazards of the lifestyle. Okay. Well, that's it for Clug the scientist. Clug the would-be drug dealer barbarian. We Clug have to cook. Just far more interesting than I was expecting. Just given just all the options that we've kind of seen. Scientist, clergyman, philosopher. These, I don't know, those 3 are pretty good, just in terms of being interesting.